More than just a blind date. When Mira agreed to the blind date, it was mostly out of politeness. Her sister and brother-in-law had insisted. Just one dinner, her sister begged. He's kind, stable, and single. Give it a chance. So she did. She arrived at the small Italian restaurant, nervous but composed, expecting awkward small talk and forced smiles. What she didn't expect was Liam, the man who stood when she walked in, smiling in that easy, genuine way that immediately disarmed her. "You must be Mira," he said, pulling out her chair. "I've heard my brother won't stop talking about how perfect you'd be for me." She laughed, already at ease. "So I guess this is all his fault." The evening flowed effortlessly. They talked about everything: travel, family, bad cooking attempts, and the weird comfort of late-night drives. It didn't feel like a blind date. It felt like they'd known each other for years. Still, Mira told herself not to overthink it. People click sometimes. It didn't always mean something. But then she started seeing him more. Family dinners, birthdays, weekend get-togethers. Liam was there. Turns out, he was her brother-in-law's younger brother, which meant their lives crossed far more often than she expected. At first, it was casual. A polite "hey" in the kitchen, a shared laugh over burnt barbecue, a teasing argument about who made better coffee. But little by little, the moments deepened. He'd offer to walk her to her car. She'd save him the last slice of pie, and every time their eyes met across the room, it lingered just a little too long. Soon, friendship turned into something softer. Late-night chats that stretched past midnight, texts that started with memes and ended with confessions. One evening, after a family dinner, they found themselves alone in the backyard. The fairy lights hummed softly and the sound of laughter drifted from inside. Liam glanced at her, his voice low. "You know, I used to think blind dates were pointless." Mira smiled. "And now I think my brother might actually be a genius." She laughed, but her heart raced when he reached for her hand. It wasn't planned, wasn't grand, just natural, like everything between them had been. They didn't rush. Weeks became months. Friendship turned to love quietly, steadily. No drama, no games, just two people who kept choosing each other again and again. When they finally told their families, everyone laughed. "We should have seen this coming," her sister said. "You two were inevitable." And maybe they were. Years later at their wedding, as Mira stood beside Liam with her sister and brother-in-law smiling in the front row, she whispered, "Not bad for a blind date." He grinned. "Best one I've ever been tricked into." The guests laughed. The wind carried the music, and in that moment, everything felt right. Simple, real, and beautifully fated. Because sometimes love doesn't arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it just sits across from you on a blind date and never leaves.